Welcome to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I am Stacey Earlywine. We are in our true form today.
We are. We love to dress up, so this is perfect for us.
It is. And it's Halloween episode.
Yes, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you.
Thank you so
I
much.
love Halloween.
I love Halloween, too.
I do, too. I love dressing up, and I
Yes.
love scaring children.
I like the candy.
And I like the candy, which I've got to go get more candy because we
Yeah.
have a ton at our house.
Man, have you seen the prices on the Halloween candy this year?
No, is it bad?
Yeah, it's expensive.
Is it? More than,
It
because it's usually expensive all the time.
It's like one big bag of like mixed chocolates, like $25.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because usually it's like 15 something, 18 something, so they've raised it all up. Okay, that's not good.
Yeah, more inflation.
More inflation, but
So, and I think that will affect how many homes are giving away candy this year. So if you're going trick-or-treating, you need to hit the trunk or treats, because I don't think and it hasn't happened yet, I don't know. My personal opinion is that there will be less porch lights on this year. Fewer porch lights.
I think you're probably right. My porch light will be on 416 Fair Avenue because we love to scare children.
Yes, if you've never been to Stacey's on trick-or-treat night, you are missing out because it is not just a hand-out candy kind of place. It is a performance with sound equipment,
Scary
live
people.
actors.
Live actors.
It's a whole scene.
So if you don't like scary stuff, just drive on by.
Keep on going. Actually, don't
because
even
a lot
go
of
down
people
that
do.
road
Yeah.
because there's too much traffic.
The 400 block of Fair Avenue, because
You can't hardly get down it.
You can't get down it. Yeah, we do a lot of stuff. We started that years and years and years ago. And it's years and years because Connor's 30 now. But Connor came home from school one day, after school. You know, and I've told you guys 1,000 times, Jim's a wood hoarder. He has wood everywhere. We have 1,000 different places there's wood. So Connor comes home. He's like 12, 13. He's like, well, I don't want to trick or treat this year. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't want to trick or treat this year? I just want to hand out candy, but I want to scare people. So my husband gets off work at 4 o'clock from North American Lighting, goes outside, builds a full-size coffin,
I'm not surprised.
and trick or treats at 6. Within an hour, he's got a full-size coffin. Connor is in a Dracula's outfit, and we lay him in there. And Connor, that's how this tradition.
And each year it gets scarier and bigger. There's so many people that participate and help, and there's lights flashing and strobe lights and sound system and spooky voices. It's a real experience. I mean, my kids it took years for them to get the courage to walk all the way up there and get a piece of candy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they would sit in the car and cry.
Oh, yeah.
But now they like to help with it.
Yeah, now they're helpers. This year we are doing witches and warlocks, so we've never done that, which I love witches. And Jim's like, it's just not going to be scary enough. It's like, your mask is horrible. You'll make it scary, whatever. He don't think it. My all-time favorite, well, first of all, the scariest we did a carnival. Clowns, adults. We had more candy left over that because people wouldn't come up.
Yep.
They were like, forget it, we're not coming up.
Yeah, Malia helped that year. I think there was somebody that almost got punched because they got so scared that and that's a normal reaction for some people is to lash out. And they were like really scared, and they were just like almost like hit a guy.
Yeah.
It was intense. Like, it gets pretty intense.
It was intense, but my favorite was when we did a Christmas. We did the Haunted Christmas, and that's been my favorite so far because that music, as Devin Daniels introduced us to this head banging, it's like Christmas music, but like on crack cocaine. And that just played, and of course Jim's got that sound system, so it's just blaring all over the place. And
so yeah, if you're looking for a fun place to take your kids trick-or-treating tonight, Fair Avenue, Flora.
Yeah, and I think Trick or Treat starts at 6?
I think it's 6 to 8.
6 to 8, yeah. And it's like, here's the other thing that happens, because like you can hear us. My mother lived on Holly Lane, and there was times that when my mom was like, oh, they're going, because if it's a still night, you can hear us on the north end of town.
Yeah.
We live on the south end of town. You can hear us on the north end of town. Well, the first few times we started doing this, we had a couple cranky neighbors.
I bet.
And so they turned us into the police. So the next thing you know, but the cops come down. The cops will be down there anyway at our house, but they're like, this is cool, So they literally went back to the neighbors, and every year we have the same lady that complains, and they'll go to their house and be like, okay, they're going to start at 6, they're going to shut it down at 8. You can handle 2 hours out of the year for everybody to have a good time, so don't bother calling us. Which kudos to them for doing that.
Yeah, that's great.
Because it's like, it's like
it's short.
It's short. It's 2
and
hours.
It's not after bedtime. It'll be shut down before bedtime.
Yes. And so we'll have a lot of people drive by, but I'm going to have to go get some more candy today, so I might as well plan on. Because we took usually parade candy comes in handy this time of year, but I think Jack and JoJo are going to scavenge onto theirs. But the Halloween parade was nice.
Yes, the Halloween parade in Florida was good. It was, it was great. I mean, I didn't have any complaints. I thought some of the floats were so good.
They were good, and I thought
felt
they
like
were
there
bright.
was a lot of it was very well lit. There was a lot of floats. I felt like this year. Some years you feel like you have a lot of others in there, just other things.
Yeah.
But I felt like the float to other ratio was good.
I thought it was a great, and the bands all sounded good. The elementary, the junior high, the high school, they all came marching through.
Yep.
They all sounded really good.
Yep.
It wasn't freezing.
Right. No, the weather was perfect.
That's huge. When
Some
it's not
years
freezing.
it's been so cold it's hard to even stay for it because it's so cold.
Yeah, I was a trumpet player, and there would be times that you literally just after you got done playing, you put your mouthpiece in your mouth to keep it warm, because it was just freezing. We've played in the snow, the freezing cold. Oh yeah, marching. But you always had them crazy outfits on, so that was a little bit different too. But so we're in a different element today. You can see we got this super cool background.
Yeah.
So we're not at our normal desk with everything in front of us. So I'll be flipping on my phone back and forth so we can check the time and stuff. But so my ad today.
Yeah. What do you got?
Well. This ad today, I didn't know Kraft ever made assorted chocolates. Did
Kraft?
you? Kraft. As
no.
in Kraft,
like Kraft macaroni and cheese?
Yeah.
Kraft mayonnaise?
Yeah, this is going to make me, no, these look great.
Okay.
Yeah, do you like assorted chocolates?
I do. I love assorted. What chocolate do I not like? Okay, let's start there. No, but I loved assorted chocolates. But if I had to pick, like which type of, because there's like different ones. Like you can get ones that have nuts in it or whatever. I always pick the creams.
Oh, see, no, I'm not.
Oh my gosh, like strawberry cream, vanilla cream, that's where it's at.
No.
So see, you and I could get a box of assorted chocolate, and I would give you all the caramels. I hate the
That's
caramels.
That's the only one I
don't
want.
want any caramel.
Every box I've got's got poke.
I'll give all those to you. The creams you can give to me, and then we'll have eaten the whole box.
Oh yeah, I love. But assorted. Yeah, I'm gonna go poke through it. I only want the ones like the toffee. I do the toffee.
I do like the toffee.
I like the toffee, and I like the. And the caramels. I like hard. I'm a chewy person. Like my top favorite candy, and it's not only candy bars. Number 1, big fat Tootsie Rolls. Number 1. Number 2, Milk Duds.
I like
love.
Milk Duds.
When I'm traveling, I travel with Twizzlers.
I do too.
I love Twizzlers.
It's
And
not a
number
road trip
4,
unless you have Twizzlers.
Yeah, that's right. And then number 4 is Banana Laffy Taffy.
I do like Banana Laffy Taffy.
Everything pulls all the fillings out of your teeth.
Yeah,
that's my favorite stuff.
Well, my number 1 would be Raisinets.
Ugh. Gross, you and Jim.
Number 2 would probably be Reese Cup.
Yeah, good.
3rd would probably be like a strawberry cream, like assorted chocolate. Like I don't know about my 4 and 5, but those would be my top 3.
I like those the Fannie Mae's, the mint.
I
love those too.
Mint meltaways.
Yes,
I love Fannie Mae chocolate, but I do not like anything mint.
Do you? I like mint. I like mint chocolate chip ice cream. I like those mint melt away things. Now I don't like those. What's the one that's got the white on the inside and the dark chocolate? I don't like those. Oh, yes. Come on, in the little foil wrapper.
It's a mint. Or it's
no, just a mint. And they're round. They look.
Peppermint patty.
Peppermint patty.
No, I don't like those either.
Don't like peppermint patties.
No.
No, they will open up your sinuses.
Yeah, no thanks.
Ty knows his candy. He's like, peppermint patty. Okay, so our ad today is I came across this in my that New Look magazine from 1964 that I got. And it's Kraft, and I never knew Kraft made candies. 16 new Kraft chocolates. Chocolates like you buy in candy shops. And this is a great description. Lush and luscious. They're the finest chocolate candies wherever you shop. Get this. Simply because Kraft takes what would you think they would say? Kraft takes the blank to make them the rich milk chocolate. What
Milk?
would you? No.
What?
Here, Kraft takes when you say a time.
Oh, yeah.
Kraft takes the blank to make them rich milk chocolate. But you know what it says? Simply because Kraft takes the trouble to make them with richer milk chocolate.
Oh, so this is a trouble. It's not good. So
Exactly. Like the kind they use in fine candy shops. Read the inside story of each one and then check the chocolates your family will like best. But don't make them wait. P.S. Why not clip this shopping list now? Take it with you to the store. I mean, they made caramels, coconut caramels.
Ooh,
okay, now
coconut.
Are you a caramel or a caramel?
It's caramel.
Caramel, me too.
But no, I don't like caramel, but I do love coconut.
Yeah.
Totally
Peanut clusters, almond clusters, cashew clusters. Ooh, chocolate marshmallow. Yum. I love chocolate marshmallow too. Then they have a bridge mix, peanut brittle, almond toffee. I'd be all about that almond toffee. Almonds, peanuts, Brazil nuts. Here's your raisins, peanuts, chocolate covered peanuts, and caramelettes. They look like little milk duds. They're on the bottom left.
Yeah, but those are good.
All fresh from Kraft Candy Kitchens. Kraft chocolate covered almond clusters. I had no idea Kraft made these.
Yeah.
But when I was reading the ads, it's like, because Kraft takes the trouble. Because to make you happy, we'll go through all sorts of trouble for you.
I don't think marketing today would probably allow that phrasing. Like, there's some
I would
marketing
think
executive
not.
that'd be like, no.
No, there's no way. No, there's no way you could do that, right?
No.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but that's a cute ad. I like that.
I liked it too, and that magazine.
For Halloween.
Yeah, that Look magazine's huge. Like when I'm taking the picture, I'm like way above it and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, but interesting. But since it's our Halloween episode, we are going to talk about it is declared the most haunted town in the United States of America.
Okay.
And it's right at our back door. And I'm not going to tell you what it is till we come back from a commercial break.
Is it Horde?
No, it's not Horde.
Okay.
But it is declared the most haunted town in the United States of America. And I will tell you what it is, but I guarantee you some people already know. Yeah. But we're going to take a commercial break, and we will be right back.
At your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville, you can count on experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, the Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville carry a large inventory of Napa products for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced associates understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank to Go app. Search My Bank to Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to, by the way, with Beth and Stacey. I'm Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Early White. You guys are just going to have to go with us today because this is not our normal set.
Yep, so I can't see if I'm back on or not. So it's a little crazy,
so you might see us being like, okay, what's happening
here?
Oh, well, hello there. Okay, so did you guess what the most haunted little town in the United States of America is?
I did.
Okay, Abby, what do you think? Come on the spot, girl.
How close is it?
About 2 hours.
Um,
Throw her off a little bit. Okay, Ty, what are you thinking?
I don't know.
Neither of them have any guesses.
Yep. Alton, Illinois.
Alton, Illinois. There's even
Alton-
books written about Alton.
It is.
It's so haunted.
It is. It's very,
Now,
very,
some of
very
you don't
haunted.
believe in things being haunted, and that's okay. Just bear with us because we do.
We do. We love it.
And yeah, there's some. I only believe in it because I had some crazy stuff happen to me, which you can go back and see our past Halloween episodes from last year when I talk about personal things, hauntings that I lived through.
Oh yeah, we've
in
talked
Horde.
about it before.
That's
Yeah.
referring to my comment earlier about Horde. So you can go back. That's early in our show, so they're all on YouTube. Go find it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Alton.
So, Alton, Illinois is the most haunted town in America. One of the very first killings that they ever had was an abolitionist, and his name was Elijah Lovejoy. Elijah Lovejoy, he hated slavery.
Okay.
There's books about this guy.
Okay.
He was a Presbyterian preacher.
Okay, sounds like a good guy.
He was a very good man, but he was also a kind of like he was a martyr. He was murdered by an angry mob of pro-slavery people. And it's kind of weird because that was literally, that was where the Union, it was the Union occupied Alton, Illinois was, so that you still had those people that still loved the slavery.
Yeah, there were people all around. Just because you were in a free state versus a slave state doesn't mean that there weren't Confederates around. They just weren't.
Yes.
Mainly, they weren't the majority.
Right. So Elijah Lovejoy's was the first horrendous murder that there was.
Okay.
They plummeted him. Ooh. They beat him to death.
Oh my.
Yes, he was killed by an angry mob. Let's show a picture of him. So this is Elijah Lovejoy.
He looks kind of familiar, honestly.
He almost looks like he would have been like one of the Declaration of Independence. He was a Presbyterian preacher. He actually, like I said, he preached against slavery. He wanted to abolish slavery. And he was killed on November 7th, 1837.
He had great hair.
He had great hair. Yeah, his hair is amazing. Mm-hmm. And like I said, he was a Presbyterian preacher. He was married. He was so hated by that angry mob that when they buried him, he is buried in an unmarked grave.
Poor guy.
Because they William Wallaced him, basically.
Wow.
You ever see the movie Braveheart, where they tear him from limb to limb?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't. Like that stuff, it just it makes me so sad.
So this is like one of the first most devastating deaths in Alton.
So that was a murder. So he's still there. Is that what you're getting ready to tell me?
Well, the Presbyterian Church does have some history of hauntings.
Okay.
There are several churches that have hauntings.
What happened?
But we were actually you can take a tour of Alton Most Haunted this time of year, and Jim and I, Phil and Cindy Lieb, Ben and Jill Van Heining, and Lori and Randy Poole, we all went on a haunted tour, and we were in one of these. I thought we were going to go in them big old houses, but we just walked around the areas.
Oh, okay.
So we were in, there wasn't a Presbyterian church. I lost the name of that church because I was fascinated by the other things I'm going to talk about on this episode. And so we're in there, and they're talking about this preacher, he committed suicide in this, and he hung himself, right?
This other preacher.
This other preacher. Now, this guy was murdered, but this other preacher, he had hung himself in there. So he had done that. And then there was another parishioner who killed themselves in one of the pews. So all of us, we're inside this, and, we're all sitting there, of course, Jim's like, I'm so into it. And then there's people that are really taking pictures, trying to just get this
capture something.
And we're sitting there, and I'm just listening to everything, and we're all in these pews. And the guy that's on our tour is talking about it, and he's literally oh yeah, and when the guy shot himself, he was sitting right there, and right where I was sitting. And I'm yeah, and I'm I don't know. But they say he haunts that building too, so that's pretty neat. But I know, isn't it crazy to say that's pretty neat? But so Alton, there is a huge monument for Elijah Lovejoy. Let's show the picture of the monument. This monument is in Alton, Illinois, because there were people, because like I said, you were highly unionized, but yet, you had those crazies that did not like it. But so they did, when you go to Alton, the statue is there. There's a huge monument.
That's in memory of Lovejoy.
That's in memory of Lovejoy.
Well, that's nice.
Elijah
He
Lovejoy.
that.
He did deserve that because, like I said, he absolutely.
Yeah.
He's
a good guy.
He was a good guy. He was a good guy, and I'm going to delete these as I go so I don't get confused.
Okay.
Okay. The next thing we're going to talk about. This building is no longer there though. In 1833, where do you think that the very first state penitentiary was at?
Alton.
Alton, Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah. So the state
First prison.
The first prison is
Okay.
in Alton, Illinois.
Okay. Probably because it's on the river, so it's easy for people to transport prisoners there.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so let's show the picture of the prison, Ty. When it was first built, this state penitentiary was built in 1833. It was the first state penitentiary in the state of Illinois. When it first started, it was a stone fort with only 24 cells.
Sounds horrible.
And then they just continued building. Wait till the conditions were terrible. So then, keep going. So but then it just kept building on and building on and building on. And the picture that I'm showing you now is the full size state penitentiary.
Okay. Penitentiary. Okay.
Penitentiary. It's hard to say.
Yeah,
penitentiary.
Let's just say pen.
The state pen.
Send them off to the pen.
Now, in this penitentiary, in the state pen, manual labor was forced from 1835 to 1858.
Okay.
What I found interesting, in 35 to 58, they worked these people. They worked them. It was terrible conditions. There was no running water. There was nothing. It was back in the 1800s. It was back when you went to jail.
Right.
You didn't want to go to jail.
Okay, time out. I have to say, I'm not totally against that. I mean,
I'm not against the chain
I feel
gang.
like people in the pen today could have it a whole lot harder, and maybe it would prevent people from wanting to commit crime if they knew that they would live in squalor and have horrible conditions.
Everybody knows my view on the Department of Corrections.
Yeah.
I think it's very lenient, and I don't think.
Yeah.
No, I believe okay with the chain gang, and I believe that works need to be done, that type of thing. But this was like one of those
But you still
things.
need to feed them, and
They weren't being fed,
and they
weren't
need
being.
diseases.
There was no
Yeah.
medical. Feed them, give them medical, and that's about as far as we go with that.
Right.
But anyway, this what I found interesting. So between 1835 and 1858, there were over 3,000 men were sentenced to the state pen in Alton. What I found crazy, there were 65 women.
Oh, wow.
Who would have ever thought?
Yeah, well, and back then fair trials really were not all that fair. So I'm sure there were people in there that really shouldn't have been there. And I read a book about a state prison in New York, New York City, in this time period, and the women that were put in there, all it took was their husband to say she's crazy.
Yes,
and
I have.
And they would either put her in the asylum part, which was for sick people, or if she fought them and said, I'm not crazy, I don't know why I'm here, then they just put her in prison. And this happened over and over. So thank goodness for today's fair trials.
They didn't have their
fairer trials. I guess.
Well, it's kind of interesting because you think about the witch trials, which we did last year. We did it on the witch trials. The thing that's crazy about that is like, okay, you're a witch, and I could say, Beth, you're a witch, and they'd be like, oh, she does weird stuff, she's a witch. But the crazy thing is like they'd strap stones on you, throw you in the river or the deep waters, and if you survived, then you were a witch, and then they burned you at the stake.
Yeah.
But if you died, you weren't one. Crazy.
Craziness. Okay,
It's
so
crazy.
tell me about the ghosts.
Okay.
I want to hear the
so
ghost part.
this is first I'm going to show you about this guy, Colonel Samuel Buckmaster. He was the warden. This is the warden of this state penitentiary.
Okay. Buckmaster.
Buckmaster. Yes. The thing that makes this thing so haunted was they turned this during the Civil War. They kept Confederate soldiers were held there. Okay, there were over 1,400 Confederate soldiers that died of smallpox
Oh, how sad.
in this state pen because there was no medical. No medical.
And once you get something like measles or smallpox or something like that in there, it's just going to go like wildfire.
Right. And also, you got to take in consideration that the bodies of the dead prisoners were kept in the dead house.
Oh my gosh.
The
They
dead
had a
house,
Dead house.
until they can be buried. Now, I think that's weird.
Yeah.
Do you think that's weird?
Why? Was the ground frozen? Is that why? Or
They just kind of like stored them in an area. Can you imagine what that would be like?
No. Or who was in charge of burying them and then
Yeah.
smelling that?
Yeah.
Blah.
But this Buckmaster, he was a hardcore guy. And when it came
Yeah,
to the
he doesn't
Confederates,
look-
he's a Union. Yeah, so he is. Yeah, he was definitely.
I don't think he looks super nice.
No, I'm not really sure. But the thing about this, the building after the Civil War was torn down, and I'm going to talk to you about a nurse who came on the scenes here shortly. But so when you go visit this, there's just a little bit of the stone left, but it is very eerie because we took a tour of this ground. Like I said, the pen's gone.
Okay.
And it was right there on the river, and they've got like these big plaques and stuff talking about that. And it is literally the creepiest thing, and it's these Confederate soldiers and people who died that were just, their bodies weren't even buried for the longest time. And when you're on this ground, you can walk it. It is the coldest,
Oh my.
dampest, weirdest. Like you'll just get that draft by you. Even Jim was like, this place is a little crazy. Because like I said, it absolutely is just the creepiest thing you've ever seen. And so, but you can just walk those grounds. And the thing about Alton has taken their most hauntedness, and that's how their entire
Right.
That's how they live.
Right. Their tourism is based on this.
Is
haunted
based on
thing.
haunted things
And
in
so,
Alton.
use what you got, people.
Oh
They
yeah,
need
they're
to bring
taking run
people-
with it.
Yeah.
But it is very, very creepy. And you read these plaques about all these soldiers, and they say, like, as far as Alton goes, when people because they do tons of ghost hunting there in Alton, what they say they do is, like, when they show pictures, like, people, because when we were on this tour, I mean, people just like click, 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 click,
Yeah.
click, 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 and they would send in pictures, and literally over this ground, like there's orbs and flashes of light that shouldn't be
Oh
there.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, you don't have to look very far on the internet to find pictures and people. They can sometimes fake pictures, but there's some of them, and you're like, there's no way.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to talk about how this place finally got shut down. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for a loan for your brand new home, call Clay County State Bank. If you want to transfer money so your future will look sunny, call Clay County State Bank. We got checking and savings and bill pay too.
An online banking, just ask our crew. For all your banking needs, we think you will agree.
Clay County State Bank is the place you need to be.
Clay County State Bank.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Tomorrow. Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans that the future holds for you, you can be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to your mutual agent today.
Your local agent is on the square. Louisville, Clay County Farmers Mutual Insurance.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey.
Our Halloween episode, favorite episode of the entire year.
Yes.
And we are talking about the most haunted town in the United States of America, Alton, Illinois.
Alton, Illinois.
Alton,
Like
Illinois.
2 hours away
It's
from us.
so cool, too. We drove through there going, I don't know, Jim and I took a road trip one time. I love Alton. It's really neat.
I should go there.
It is neat.
I even have a friend that lives there. I've never visited. I know, right?
It's crazy.
You need to go.
So we're talking about the first state pen that was there in Alton, and it operated from 1833 to 1860. So that's not a long time. What, 27 years? In 1855, a lady named Dorothea Dix visited the state pen.
Okay.
She found it inhumane. She wrote tons of letters, and she was just absolutely, she was a nurse.
Yeah, I've heard of her.
Yes, Dorothea Dix. Let's show a picture of Dorothea. Yes, Dorothea was a nurse, and she fought for human rights. She fought for people with mental illness. She was an advocate for prison reform. Okay. So in 1855, it's only been open for a few years. She visits in 1855 and she finds it completely deplorable. So she takes it upon herself to advocate for these horrible conditions. She wrote letters, but it took 5 years. Finally, so after 5 years, the state actually condemned the building.
Okay.
So this is a building that was, okay, get this. So something must have happened. She must have got to somebody, because this building was nothing but solid concrete blocks. That building would have been around to this
That's
day.
what I was trying to think.
Yeah.
Like, how could it be just...
They condemned it
Condemned?
in 27 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 27 years. A building like that's going to last forever, but it got condemned and they tore it down.
Okay.
It no longer exists. Of course, then in 1860, they built the new state pen in Joliet. But Dorothea was an advocate for prison reform, mental illness, and Dorothea died in 1887.
Okay.
But and you're talking, this woman, she was a nurse, right?
Uh-huh.
So this woman is totally vocal in the 1800s.
Good for her.
And she had no qualms about who she talked to. She was
got things
apparently
changed. That's
she was a
good.
force to be reckoned with, apparently.
Good for her. Good for her.
Okay. Now we're going to go to the McPike Mansion.
Okay. It's also in Alton.
Alton, McPike Mansion.
Okay.
Yes. The first, we got a picture here of the owner. This is Henry McPike.
Okay.
See which picture, the black and white picture, Ty?
No, I don't think...
oh, that's one of them.
That's
Let me
one?
get to that
Okay.
one. Yes, this
Okay.
is a picture of Henry McPike in the house at the bottom of his staircase.
Nice.
So the McPike Mansion. Henry McPike was the mayor of Alton.
Okay.
Okay. And so he built, his mansion is literally the highest point of Alton. And this home was built in the 1830s. So it's been around for, 1869 was
Okay.
when Henry Guest, his middle name was Guest.
Guest.
Henry
That's where-
Guest McPike.
I kind of like it.
It sits on Albee Street and Alton.
And now
Okay.
he's still there. He's
And
the guest.
he's the guest that never left.
He's
Let's
still
show a
there.
picture of the actual house.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to talk about the house. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, so this house was built in 1869, and Henry McPike and his wife, Mary, have never left this house.
Okay.
You know, sometimes when you build these houses, you absolutely love them,
I guess.
and you don't ever want to leave.
I guess not. So,
Okay.
okay, so they're still there, him and his wife.
Him and his wife are still there.
Okay.
So I think I have another picture. Oh, let me just follow my own stuff. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, this house has been built. Henry and Mary McPike live in this house. They raise children there. They go about their business. He's the mayor. He's very political, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
And then they both pass away. Not sure. It was really hard to find something about how he passed away.
Ooh, was it murder?
We could spread that rumor around. I don't
could.
know. We could. But anyway, the next owner was a man. Let me find his name because it's very, very interesting. Paul, how would you say this? Lockinger? Laichinger.
Yeah, Lakinger. Lakinger. I don't
Okay.
know.
He was the second owner
Is he still there too?
of the house. He has not left.
What? Why? This house just sucks people in, and
I
you
think it
don't
must
want-
just suck people in. But there's probably a
Did
reason.
they all die in the house?
Well, I couldn't even find a picture of Paul.
Okay.
which I was disappointed by because I thought I'd really be able to find a picture of him.
And then I need to know, like, how the people at the mansion know who's who. Like, if they have a haunting situation, they're like, oh, was it Paul? Was it Mr. McPike? We don't know. Like, how do they figure that out?
Well, I'm going to tell you why it's still haunted today.
Okay, good.
Because it's kind of crazy. But anyway, so I do have that black and white. The other black and white picture is Paul.
That's
that guy
Paul.
right there. That's
Okay.
Paul.
Okay.
Okay. So Paul is still in the house.
Okay.
Okay.
Hanging out with
out.
Mr. and Mrs. McPike.
Absolutely. The thing about this house is after, like, so you had McPikes live there, you had Paul Likinger, the second owner was there, and then the house sat empty for years.
Okay.
Nobody lived in this house for the longest time.
Because it was haunted, I bet.
Right. Till the 1990s.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Till the 1990s.
That's a really big
yes
time period, empty time
yes.
period.
And the people that bought it in the 1990s, the new owner's name is Sharon Luedke, or Luedke. Okay, so she and her husband buy this. They wanted to tear this house down. The city was like, let's just get rid of her or whatever. And then she stepped in, and in the 1990s, she actually made it a historical marker.
I think it would be Ludke.
Ludke?
Ludke.
Yes. Yes. I'm sure you are right. And I'm going to get rid of these photos so I can know where we're at. But yes, so she bought this house, right?
Okay.
In the 1990s. So she has this house, and she to this day has the McTike Mansion tours. They do
So
tours.
she still owns it.
She owns the
and
house.
She's the one making money off the tours.
She's making money off the
Good
tours.
for her. Make a little money, pay off the
Okay.
house.
So when they first
Become a millionaire.
That's right, exactly. So when they first, she said that there are between 10 and 12 spirits in this house. Every certain area of this house has spirits in it, but probably because they're conjuring a lot of them up because they hold seances in the cellar of this basement. We're going to talk about that in a minute.
That's not a good
But
idea.
that's really not a good idea.
No.
That's really not.
I mean, the Bible warns about this stuff,
Yeah.
like not to do that.
Don't
go
hold
inviting it.
Don't go looking for trouble.
Yeah.
Like the Ouija board, it's like never play it alone. Don't play the Ouija board in the cemetery and always say goodbye. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, I don't mess with that stuff. I don't believe in conjuring this stuff up.
No.
But anyway,
I believe it exists, but I also
do.
believe, like, you don't want to mess
Leave
with it.
well enough alone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so you've got this lady and her husband. They buy the McPike Mansion. Her name, we're just going to call her Sharon, 1990s. She said literally they moved into the mansion, and from the looks of it, they really haven't done much touching.
Okay.
They've
left it original.
They've left it original. And she said the very first thing that ever happened to her is she was outside 6 weeks. It only took 6 weeks of being in there. And she said she was outside and she was kind of like working in the garden. You can see by the picture of the house that she liked to piddle and stuff in the garden. And she said she was there. And she said the next thing you know, she looks up and there is a man standing in one of the windows watching her. Okay. So she was like, okay, that's a little bit on the creepy side. Mm-hmm. That was Henry. That was Henry McPike. She recognized him because they still stay in this outfit.
Okay.
Okay. Well, the other guy, Paul, likes one of the bedrooms.
Okay.
So apparently, when you're up in one of the bedrooms, he makes himself known a lot. She said that, like, you can be up in your bedroom or whatever. He's like the door slammer, the one that doesn't like closet doors open. He is very protective of the house. So if anything that's going to happen with the house, that's...
So don't go changing the wallpaper.
Don't go
Paul's
change
not
the
gonna
wall.
like it.
He's not going to like it.
Okay.
So that's an interesting thought. And then she said there is a maid that is still there, a domestic servant, and her name was Sarah Wells. She said she knows that it's her because she still looks like she's in that maid outfit. And Sarah Wells is the only one that had a name. There were several servants that came and went. Mm-hmm. But she said it's just one of those things that the house has got moving spirits all the time. But I would imagine since they open it up to seances, that would be an interesting thing. The cellar, and they got a cellar, and that's where they do the seances. Go ahead and show the picture of this is Sharon in the bottom of the cellar. Okay, the cellar is where the seances are done. Photos of orbs, balls of light, and spirits can be seen. Now, so you can see in this picture, like this cellar's really cool. So you got this cellar in there. See how she's got those doors? Those are metal doors. You know, like what we have at the theater?
Yeah.
Those heavy metal doors. Those are, and look how thick that concrete wall is.
Wow.
And you can see to the left when you go enter the cellar, you go down a step, and then see all the chairs.
Yeah.
And they hold seances
Down in there.
Down. Yeah.
I don't like it.
I would have a hard time going down there.
I would be afraid somebody shut the door on me and I'd be stuck in there.
But see, that's why I think that there's probably a ton more spirits in that house, because you're in there, you're doing seances. And they do, like I said, she rents it out and there's tours all the time, but like she's like booked all the time. Not like now's their busy season.
Does she still live in it as well?
She lives in it. I cannot imagine living in a house where you're doing basements in the cellar.
Yeah, you mean tours? Yeah.
Tours?
Okay. Also, what if that was your grandma? Like, does she have, she got kids, grandkids, and be like, can I spend the night at grandma's tonight? And be like, no. No, you can't.
As a matter of fact, no, you can't. But she apparently, like I said, there hasn't been, like, there's only been 3 owners in this house. And so the thing about it is like, they're not bad. She feels perfectly. I mean, she's been in it since 90.
Yeah.
So she's been in this house for 34 years. If it's anything like you're going to see on a movie or whatever.
Yeah, they're not trying to hurt her.
They're not
just coexisting.
They're coexisting.
She knows they're there, so she might as well make money off of them.
And she's not messing with the house. I mean, she's not. And this is, like I said, it's on the historic.
And it must be a well-built house if she's not really having to do a lot to it.
I mean, look at those walls.
Yeah.
Look how thick those cellar walls are.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how cold it is down there?
No.
Yeah, it would
be. Like, I wouldn't mind to drive past that house just to look at it, but I don't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go there.
It's on Albee Street, so I would like to go too. There's like, you can get on haunted Alton, Illinois, and it like literally one of the very first thing that shows up when you go on the website's the McPike Mansion.
Okay.
It's like boom, #1. But like, yeah, she's doing well off of it, and she talks on a lot of the videos, and she gives you a little bit of input on it. But yeah, they're very active. The ghosts are, and yeah, so it's kind of a neat thing. But I would love to go. I don't know. I would go there and check it out.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what she should do.
I'll drop you off and then come back and get you an hour later.
You know what she should do?
What?
She actually should have people like spend the night.
She might, or maybe she does.
You know, like
people pay a lot of money. Like, you want to go to that Lizzie Borden hotel?
I do.
First of all, have you seen the staircase in that house? I couldn't even make it down that thing without falling. It was like straight up and down. It's ridiculous.
So the Lizzie Borden bed and breakfast is in over by Salem, Massachusetts, which is on my bucket list. I am going to Salem one way or the other. Now, I don't know if I'll make it there during Halloween time or whatever, but I want to go there. I think it'd be super cool. But in order to stay at the Lizzie Borden bed and breakfast, this is the original house that she killed her mom and dad in, and the original furniture is all still there. They say it's the most haunted destination. Of course, I would think Salem would be very haunted. That would be super cool. And but they say it's very haunted, and most people don't even make it the night. But there is a 3-year waiting list to even stay in this house.
You better get on it.
You have to be a member of the Lizzie Borden fan club.
You should get on the list. And then,
I am a member.
Now.
I am a member of the Lizzie Borden fan club. I joined that, and I haven't done that. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back with a haunted hotel, the Mineral Springs Hotel. And we will be right back.
Do you bowl like this? That's great. Do you bowl like this? That's great too. That's because whether you're a pro or you just want to have a lot of fun, at Peggle's Silver Dollar Lanes, we have a lane for you. We have galaxy bowling, gaming for kids and adults, Joe's Pizza, a full bar, darts, pool, and fresh and clean bowling shoes. Boy, does that smell nice. So come on down to Peggle Silver Dollar Lanes in Effingham, where we have a lane for you.
My name is Robin Stanford. I own Stanford Marketing. It's a promotional products business along with an embroidery business. And we do custom hats, t-shirts, anything, you name it, we can make it. People like that we do stuff in-house and we can actually make things here and that we're not contracting the work out to other places. We never say no. We always try to find a way to do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it. We are hardworking women, that is for sure. Come to Stanford Marketing in Flora for all your custom and promotional needs.
Give me a order of
plumber. Doors, paint, windows, electrical, plumbing, and much more. Oh yeah, give me all your guns too.
John Lucas,
What?
you better be dreaming about all the stuff we sell here at Zink Building Center.
Oh, I would. Zink Building Center in Louisville on Route 45. It's a cool place.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I don't know how creepy that was.
I don't know.
I need a creepier voice.
You're not Vincent.
Welcome back to By the Way. Is that better?
That's better. But you're not exactly Vincent Price.
I'm not.
I know. I'm not either. I don't have the voice to be that scary.
I don't either.
It's like, do you watch scary movies at all?
Not really, no.
I love, one of my favorites is from the 80s, of course, Fright Night. Of course, they remade Fright Night like in the 2000s with Colin Farrell. Well, he's so cute. Yeah, but anyway, the original is hysterical because it's about a vampire that moves next to this teenage boy, and there's a TV, kind of like a TV show like we have, a local TV show that's like Fright Night and a guy that's a vampire. So it's great. You really should watch it.
Okay, I'll watch that.
It's worth watching.
Okay.
It's worth watching.
Might be a fun movie to watch for Halloween.
It's so funny because
night.
like when you watch stuff that's like from the 80s that you think so scary, you watch it now and it's so cheesy.
Yeah.
But it's just it's like literally one of my favorite movies.
Okay,
as
all
far as
right,
that.
I'll watch it.
Okay, so now we are going to talk about the Mineral Springs Hotel.
Okay.
Now, do you
bring
think
it
that's
on.
a weird name?
No, it makes me think of Sailor Springs.
It does.
Because they must have had hot springs there that people went to bathe in.
It was found, yes. Here's the story
Which is odd to me being right next to the river.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah,
but
weird,
what do I know?
right? Here we
I don't
go.
know.
The Mineral Springs Hotel was built in the 1880s. At first, it was a meat packing plant. Okay? So it's a meat packing. It's not pretty. It looks like a plant. But anyway, Ty, you want to go ahead and show the picture of this place? Okay, so here's the picture. It was built in the 1880s, a meat packing plant owned by August and Herman Luer, L-U-E-R. They were businessmen. They were brothers and they were businessmen. Okay. So they owned this meat packing plant in the 1800s. Well, you got a meat packing plant, right? And it's Missouri, so it gets hot, right? So what do they start doing? They're like, we need cold storage.
It's Missouri or Illinois?
This is Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, Alton, Illinois. I'm sorry, Alton, Illinois. Well, it's right there by St. Louis. I keep
Okay,
Alton,
but it's in
Illinois.
Illinois.
So it's muggy
Gotcha.
and muggy. You know how we all live. It's muggy. Okay. So they decided that they needed to dig a well and have cold storage. So they're going to dig deep into this the bottom of their meat packing plant to put cold storage in, ice to store their meat.
Makes
and
sense.
Lo and behold,
Cemetery.
they hit a mineral spring.
Oh, a spring. I thought you were going to say a cemetery. I was like, what? Dead bodies? Okay.
She's taking this way too far. She's taking it way too far. No, they hit spring.
Okay.
Mineral springs.
Okay, good.
So how cool is that? So what happens, they're like, whoa, let's take this a different route. So then they're like, they hit this mineral springs. It's just like Sailor Springs. All these nutrients, all these mineral healing powers.
Yep. Bringing people.
So it's bringing people in. So they're like, okay, we're going to change our meat packing plant to a hotel. So now it's the Mineral Springs Hotel. So where they dug this bit deep hole, they decided to put in a pool.
Okay. Makes sense.
Because people are coming. We've turned it into a pool now. So they dig this pool. Let's show the picture of the pool. Okay, so this is underground. It's not real pleasing.
No, it's not aesthetically beautiful, is it?
It's not aesthetically beautiful.
It
but
looks scary and dark.
It is creepy. And you can go visit it now. You can still go visit it.
Okay.
So here we go. So
is there any spring water left?
It's not a working pool because that's like a really haunted area. Okay, so here's what happens here.
Somebody drowned.
In 1913, the pool was dug. Okay, there are several ghosts that haunt this particular hotel. Okay, the first one we're going to talk about is the ones that haunt the pool. Okay, here's the deal. The pool constantly, when nobody's even down there, even when people are going, they do their hauntings. They market this to do hauntings too, haunting tours. But people that go down there, even though there's no pool, there's no water, there's no running springs, there are wet footprints surrounding this pool all the time, around the sides of the pool. And even down inside the pool, there'll be wet footprints everywhere. There is a man in black, and you see these pillars? You see on the picture the pillars? There's a man in black that's always leaning against the pool pillars. Okay? His name, where's his name? Did I lose him? I didn't lose him. His name is Clarence Blair, and he is from Granite City. And in 1918, he was staying at the hotel because of the mineral spirits, right?
Did he drown?
He couldn't swim. He couldn't swim. But, so he was down there, but like it's not real deep, right? Rumor has it that like he fell in, hit his head, and he drowned because he could not swim. He was there for the healing. If it's healing power, it didn't do its job there for old Clarence Blair.
No.
And he was a young kid. So anyway, he drowned. But they said, but then what it was is like, okay, if he drowned by accident, but maybe that's why his spirit's still there, because he's he's present like a lot. Anybody that's ever goes down there, they're like, even people that are like skeptics are like, yeah, there's a black entity that's next to this pillar. But and they've had like people, and they actually say that they have him on voice when like you got the paranormal activities going. He says he was murdered. He was physically murdered in that spring. He was pushed in, knowing that he couldn't drown. He said he did not kill himself. He did not kill himself, and it was an accident, that he felt somebody push him in, and he hit his head and he died. Because his neck was broken, but he said he was pushed. So the old Clarence says that he was murdered in that pool.
And no one has investigated like who hated Clarence,
right,
and why? Because I mean, in 1918, I mean, it really. I mean, we research stuff all the time that's a lot further back than 1918.
Yeah, because a lot of people
they could kind of get that one solved.
Well, the thing about it is a lot of people said like he dove in. Well, first of all, he would be stupid because it can't be but 5 feet, and it's not like it's deep on one end, and he couldn't drown. He couldn't swim.
Yeah, like why would he dive in?
Yeah,
if he doesn't know how to swim, he doesn't know how to dive.
Yeah.
Because diving and jumping are two different things.
Absolutely, yeah. And he probably just went in because he just like wanted that.
Yeah,
so
he probably just wanted
I'm going to go with Clarence Blair from Granite City in 1918 was murdered in the hotel.
I believe
and he's still there. Okay.
Poor guy. Here's
another little thing. Okay, now this one freaks me out a little bit. There is a little girl, and her name is Cassie. And she is spotted around the pool area and is well known for playing games at the bottom of the pool.
What kind of games?
Well, I'm not sure. I couldn't really go into, but this little girl, her parents were there visiting the springs. She got away from them. She fell in the pool and she did drown. And they say little Cassie never left. So, like, you not only see the black entity that's just hanging out in the pool, but you got little Cassie running around giggling. And they say she's the one that's got the footprints.
Oh.
Because the footprints are of a child. Now that's creepy to me. But she did dry. But I looked at so many different things, and it was like, why are you? I mean, I don't know. Playing games. So like, are you in the minerals and you see a little cat, or she pulls you, touches you?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm glad my pool's closed right now.
I know. It kind of gives me chills.
Yeah.
But of all of the places, I do kind of want to go to that one just to see if I see the footprints.
Right. Well, here's the thing about this is that place, it's opened. I'm going to talk about another haunting in there, but it is open. It's a mall now.
A mall?
It's a mall. Yeah. So, it's a mall, antique store. They still do like the haunting tours. Yeah, we can go there tomorrow if we wanted to. Yeah, it's
busy
definite.
tomorrow, but let's go soon.
Okay. Let's show a couple other just pictures of this. Are we showing the hallway? See, this is one of the hallways. See, it hasn't been touched forever. This is just one of the long hallways. They say you constantly hear footsteps. There's objects that take flight. Things moving, actual people touching other people. And they say there's odors and perfumes throughout this entire hotel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they say it's very, very haunted. And then here's a picture of the staircase. It says upstairs prohibited to mall shoppers, But anyway, so that's just one of the creepy staircases going up to the upstairs. But yeah, you can visit this today. You can visit it and go check it out and that type of thing. Very creepy.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, there is a bar area. Okay, and there is a bar area, and this is where the perfume comes in. Apparently, there was a woman, and her name is, they call her the Jasmine Lady, because her perfume smells like jasmine. And she hangs out in the hotel bar.
Okay. Was she
So,
a prostitute?
Well, the rumor has it that she may have been a lady of the evening that frequented the hotel.
Okay.
And she was murdered in one of the rooms.
How'd they murder her?
So I don't know, they just said she was
murdered.
Yeah, and nobody knows her name. That's the funniest thing about it, because she's very recognizable, and she hangs out in the bar area.
I wonder what year that was.
They didn't have a year on the ladies.
But it was probably the 1900s. I feel like some of this stuff could kind of be researched a little better.
I think so too. Yeah. Yeah, there's just so much on it, but so it's kind of a neat place.
Yeah.
But so that is the Mineral Springs Hotel. Like I said, you can go visit it now. You can go. You can't stay, but I'd be willing to go over there. There's restaurants. When you go over to Alton, I mean, it's just. I'll tell you what, this town takes it to the end of everything.
Well, good.
I love it. I mean, it's
every town
cool.
needs something to hang on to anyway, just to honor their own history, but also to keep themselves alive, to have some, economic. Activity other than just the big box stores.
Because
that are
Alton
taking
doesn't have. Yeah, they only have their small. Because I think Alton's not I think it's what, maybe 19,000 people in it.
I don't know what the bigger.
I don't know what the population of Alton is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it is neat, and it's old. It's old looking. When you go there, it's like nothing's new. We drove through there, and when we went on that haunted tour, which we didn't go to the Mineral Springs, we just drove past the McPike Mansion. We walked around that area.
The Pen.
The state penitentiaries, like where they most orbs and stuff, but like one of the most presented places, the Mineral Springs Hotel. So pretty neat.
Yeah, great
and like
stories.
I said, even though Halloween is almost over, you can go there anytime. Visit Alton, because, like I said, this is where they get their money from, and it's just neat. Like I said, I told Jim when we went through there, I was like, I definitely want to go back to Alton.
Yeah.
During a day trip, and I want to go to the Mineral Springs.
Yeah, I do too. That'd be cool. I would like to see.
That'd be cool. Okay.
So we always end the show with Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. What are you going to hit me with today?
Well, I don't know. I never read
know.
these because I like to know what they are myself. This is kind of an interesting thing.
Okay.
If I was being executed by injection, I'd clean up my cell real neat. Then, when they came to get me, I'd say, injection? I thought you said inspection. They'd probably feel real bad, and maybe I could get out of it.
That one might be my new favorite. That's hilarious.
Injection?
I thought you said
inspection. Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. And that is our Halloween episode.
Whoa.
Go out tonight. Take your kids trick-or-treating. It's not even going to be cold. Even if you're not going to have kids at home, just go out and enjoy some fresh air, walk around, drive by 416 Fair Avenue. You will not be sorry you did that. So and that's our show for today, Beth.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.
God bless you, and have a great day.